Brad Williams, Excel Prime, count number of hidden and visible columns. Here we're going to look at some data here from B to F. Notice B to F, and all we're seeing are 3 columns. In the red, it's pretty clear. It says hidden columns, and that's our objective, is to count visible and count hidden. Over here in our narrative, to count visible columns in a list, you can use a helper formula based on the cell function. What's the cell function? Returns information about a cell. And then total the result, sum function. Here's the formula, sum column 545. Now inside here, we have this n cell with B5 greater than 0. I'll get to this in a second. And then here we're going to have sum columns and then columns minus sum. Count Excel lacks a formula-based method for detecting a hidden column. Subtotal only works with vertical lists. Consequently, the method outlined in this example is a workaround based on an assist formula that must be entered in a list that contains all columns. Column 545 is the name range. All right, here, name range. The columns C and E are hidden in this example. The formula entered in cell B5 and copied across cell B5 F5 is based on the cell function, cell with B5 greater than 0. The cell function will only return a cell's width if the column in question is visible. When a column is hidden, the identical formula returns 0. That's the key to this whole thing. The result is either true or false based on whether the result is greater than 0. The end function is utilized to force true to 1 and false to 0. Therefore, the final result is 1 when a column is visible and 0 when it's hidden. To determine the number of visible columns, we're just going to use sum column 545. Hidden, in the formula, enter columns, column 545 minus sum columns. Got that? Here's the output from the cell, from cell and n. How does it work? If we look here, we're going to see n. Before we do that, there's cell with B5. Literally, it's looking here to see the width of this column, and it's going to be, I don't know, 557, and it's going to round this thing up to, cell's just going to round that up. You're going to see n just turn that 6 into 1. Well, because n is looking for true or falses. If you look internally, if we're inside here, there's going to be, you look at this hidden, this quasi-hidden, you're going to see width, column width, is going to be 0. That's how this thing works. Here, this thing's just going to count F9. You see it's going to go 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. Pretty slick, huh? Down here, here's just the various info types within cell. We chose width down here. Return an array with 2 items. The first item in the array is the column width of the cell rounded off to an integer. Each unit of the column width equal to the width. And the second item in the array is a Boolean. So in the end, it's just a matter of understanding the various tools within Excel. Here, n just converts a value to a number. In terms of this column minus columns, here we have columns. Columns is 5. Then we have columns minus sum. 5 minus 3 is equal to 2. Here we have sum columns, which is going to be 3. Pretty creative. Just a matter, again, if you're not aware of the tools, there's no way for you to grasp this. Here's an introduction to a couple of new tools. I'm sure cell is new to you, and n. We've worked a couple times with n, but here in a different application. Brad Williams, Excel Prime.